Hello, Amusement Park Portal, and welcome to this week's video blog. Well, it's been a crazy week. We got a lot of things going on in the industry. Things like the Fury support and all the track support showing up at Cedar Point, but we'll get to that a little bit later. We're going to start things off at Kennywood. Unexpectedly, Steel Curtain is shut down for the next few weeks, according to the park, due to maintenance issues. I don't know, is it just me or does this coaster seem to be down a lot? The last time we were there, it was down for maintenance. And we almost went this last weekend. I'm kind of glad we didn't because it's still down. But wow. I mean, I hear nothing but good things about this coaster, but it seems to have a lot of maintenance issues. If you're from Kennywood or the area there and you frequent Kennywood, let me know. Is that the case? Is that ride always going down for maintenance? Other news out of Kennywood, they are going to be closed on Tuesdays from here forth for the rest of the season, which is kind of weird, but on the other hand, I kind of understand it, from like a business standpoint. Tuesdays are typically slow after school lets out, all the school groups are done and, Tuesday, but from an enthusiast standpoint, that's kind of a bummer as well. Tuesdays are a great day to go to the park because there's no lines. So, take that how you will. Well, let's go down to Florida. We got SeaWorld Orlando. We got some news coming out of there. There's some plans leaked this week. Yeah, crazy. Now, again, these are just plans that are leaked. Nothing is confirmed by the park yet, so take this how you will. But the plans show that it's going to be, looks as to be a family B&M coaster, the first of its kind, a launched family coaster built by B&M. The park is well underway into construction right now, as they got a lot going on. There's holes being dug everywhere, sections of the park are closed off, all kinds of construction equipment everywhere. I'll tell you, that park has really blossomed over the last few years. I mean, you had Icebreaker, you had the new Pipe Scream, now you got this coaster going in. A lot of ride additions coming to the park, as I believe the park's starting to steer away from the sea life aspect a little more and kind of go for the thrills now. Real quick, we'll talk about Cedar Point more a little later, but I did want to bring up they are selling single line skip the line passes, or single skip the line passes for one single attraction. The ones I noticed it on were Steel Vengeance, Maverick, and Millennium Force. So if you want to skip the line one time per person, it's going to cost you $25. I don't know. I think they're really diluting that product. I think that the standby line is really held up by that. It's affecting the guest experience, and I think that if you were to spend the big bucks and buy the all-day fast lane, I think it's kind of diluting that too, because that line for the fast lane could be 20-30 minutes long as it is. So this is just kind of adding to it on busy days. So let me know what you think down in the comments down below, your thoughts on that. Would you pay $25 to skip a line, just one single line? And if you're like a family of 4 or 5, would you spend $100 or more just to save maybe an hour in line on one single coaster? I don't know. When we were there, there was nobody buying them. Now, granted, it was a slow day, but from what I'm hearing is, yeah, they may want to either lower the price point, but then you're kind of opening the floodgates, at that point to really affecting the whole line. So back to Florida again. Busch Gardens Tampa announced that Sea Serpent will be closing today, Sunday, the 9th. Yeah, it's going away, which is kind of interesting because they removed the Phoenix ride, which is right next to Sand Serpent, which was like the inverting pirate boat type of thing. I don't know the technical term for it, but which was a fun ride. So it kind of makes you wonder, what are they opening that whole area up for? Now, I have heard rumors, kind of going back and forth between the Williamsburg Busch Gardens and Tampa, that they're interested in building a hyper or a giga coaster in that park. And well, that could be an area getting cleared out for just a station, because I know they got a lot of land at Busch Gardens Tampa. Although a lot of it is home to like the Savannah and the Safari part of the park. So interesting to see what's going on. And yeah, the sky buckets there are still closed. It's actually removed from the website now. But the weird thing is, we've been getting reports over the last 6 months that work has been going on the sky ride. They're up there painting one day. They were up there checking, look like electricians up there another day. So they could have taken it off the website. Maybe they're renaming it or whatever. I don't know. But anxious to see what happens with the sky buckets at Busch Gardens Tampa. Those are always cool because you could go up there and you could see the animals, you could see the park, you could see it all. So, yeah, out to California, Knott's Berry Farm, right here. Well, we're hearing things about Montezuma's Revenge, and it's delayed. I guess there's some kind of vendor issue or supplier issue taking place for the company that's actually producing the new parts for Montezuma's Revenge. So I guess that's delaying things from what I hear. But the good news is Accelerator is expected to open later this summer, early fall, I think they're saying. So, I mean, that park is really missing those two coasters right now. I mean, it's a great park, don't get me wrong, but those two coasters really put the thrill level up here for that park. And without them, it's just not there. So, quite as much as it normally is. Other news, Chance Rides released a press report. Company has now formed a financial partnership with the Missouri-based Permanent Equity, according to the statement. It says, we envision this long-term relationship as mutually advantageous for our stakeholders. Interesting. While allowing Chance riders to embark on new and initiative projects and expand into markets and actively recruit skilled professionals to join our team. That's what they're saying. So they're going to retain their management and their workforce, so nothing's changing there. This is just basically the ownership. And I'm not going to lie, I don't know a lot about who's in charge over there. I know there is Dick Chance, I believe, and Eric Landrum, I believe, in Chance Rides. They are retained. They're going to be staying there. So, interesting news to see what comes from there. I really enjoy Chance Rides. They put out some great projects. The coaster, was it Lightning Run over at Kentucky Kingdom? Wonderful coaster. And they're building another one, too, at another park right now. So, that's such a great coaster. I'm surprised more parks are not building it. So, Skylines Attractions has confirmed that the Kentucky Rumbler down at Beach Bend, Kentucky, is receiving, approximately 230 feet of Titan track to the ride's layout for this season. It being one of the coaster's sweeping turns. It doesn't really specify which one, but interesting. I haven't heard too many bad things about that coaster, about it being rough or anything, so that's kind of cool. This Titan track is kind of taken off. There's a lot of parks adding Titan track to some problem areas, where the ride is quite rough. So yeah, great. I still have yet to get down to that park. It's a bit of a drive for me, but next time we go down and hit Holiday World and that, I definitely want to swing by Beach Bend. It's on my bucket list of parks. So, all right, the elephant in the room, Fury 325. So, you all heard about the news, the crack support. Yes, we've heard about it. It's all over the internet, kind of like the Titanic submarine, But it's going to be down for a minimum of a couple weeks. The park put out a statement stating they are replacing the entire support, and it will be down a few weeks, and there's new protocols being put in place to check these things in the future. And kudos to the park. I mean, this press report they put out is just awesome. I mean, it's everything you want to hear, everything you need to hear. So, wonderful. Now, as you know, Claremont Steel down in Ohio produces the tracks and supports for B&Ms in this country. So I assume, I mean, I have no confirmation of this, but I assume that the support is going to be built there and then trucked down, I should say, a few hours down to Carowinds. And I could see that time frame of a couple of weeks. Whereas if they were to build this support overseas, ship it over, you're probably looking at least a month turnaround to get this in and get it installed. But wow, what a crazy time at Carowinds. I've never seen anything like that on a steel coaster. Wooden coasters, it happens all the time, cracked wood and whatnot, or supports, but a steel coaster. I'm going to assume that was a stress fracture in the steel, a hairline fracture, and it just kind of went off from there. So, yeah, it's such a great ride, too, and I feel bad for the park, this happening right at the beginning of the 4th of July holiday, 4th of July weekend, one of the busiest weekends of the year for theme parks. So hopefully they get that up and running soon. I'm looking forward to our next visit down there to check out Fury 325. Speaking of down south, Six Flags Over Georgia has started the demo of Splashwater Falls, the park's Shoot the Rapids water ride that's been closed now for, probably a minimum 5 years, I would say, maybe longer. It's just been kind of sitting there, rotting away. They're finally removing that, and I'm curious to see what they replace it with. There's a lot of options. I keep hearing one of those mock power splash rides like Aquaman down in Texas. That would be a decent addition to the park. Also hearing something like one of the RM Sea coasters, kind of like the Jersey Devil single rail coaster going in there. So there's all kinds of rumors floating around. But regardless, whatever they put in there, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. Now, the big one, Cedar Point. As we reported to you guys earlier in the week, we showed the video we shot. Check it out on our YouTube channel here, of all the new track pieces that have surfaced. A lot of them, and they're big. For the Dragster project, or whatever they're calling this project, there are track pieces, supports, little short supports, big supports, all kinds of pieces starting to show up at Cedar Point, which is just kind of stirring the speculation pot, And, I mean, we're just waiting for an announcement at this point. But one thing we can confirm now is Zamperla are the ones working on this project, not Intamin, Zamperla. Like this screenshot here that we took on the parts themselves in the lot. You can see the label right there from Zamperla. It's just, wow. I'm curious to see how this turns out, because Zamperla really doesn't build rides like this. They're more the family type coasters and spin and puke type rides. So I don't know, we'll see. Cedar Point trusts them. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I hear rumors that they're going to be reusing the trains, from Dragster, just modifying them, for the launch and the brakes and whatnot. But and also in our video, we show the new paint showing up on Dragster. It's like a gray. The track is white, the supports are gray, which to me, I could be totally wrong, but looks really bland. Again, I could be totally wrong. They could be putting red in there or something that really pops out, but in my opinion, like the tallest coaster in a park like this should be something that stands out, that you're going to see. And white would just kind of more blend in with the sky to me, but again, I could be totally wrong. This could be awesome looking. I don't know, but so that's taking place right now. They're working hard on painting it. I'm really curious to see how that turns out at Cedar Point. Okay. One thing popping up, are parks using weather as an excuse to close early? I noticed this happening a lot lately. There's a few parks, especially out east a little bit, New York and along the East Coast, that are using weather. Even if it's just a passing shower, a 10-minute shower, they're closing the park for the day. Now, I'm starting to wonder if they're actually basing this on attendance. If it's a low attendance day, if they're just taking advantage of the weather to make an excuse to close the park, or is there more to it? I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, it's starting to happen more and more. I know we were going to go visit the Niagara amusement park there, but we're kind of scared to schedule a trip out there because they keep closing because of weather. Even if there's no weather near the area, they even closed for wildfire smoke, I think, last week. But yeah, wow, that's crazy. Let me know what you think, if parks are using that. Do you think they're using that as an excuse to close the park on low attendance days to save a buck? Or do you think it's legitimate for safety or any other reason, Back down to Florida, interesting rumors coming out of Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. Rumors of a Zelda-themed area coming to the park. Again, just rumors. This is what we're hearing. The Lost Continent, as you know, were a couple attractions. There's not much there. There's the Mythos restaurant is there, which is awesome. I hope they never change the theming on that. And then they had the, oh gosh, I can't think of the walkthrough attraction now. Poseidon's Fury over there, which just recently closed. And I believe there's a theater back there, but they haven't utilized that theater in several years. So, wow. Wouldn't that be awesome if they put a Zelda area in that park? Now, as you know, Universal has the IP for Nintendo now. So we got the Super Nintendo Land opening up in Epic Universe. So Zelda sounds really interesting. Now, over in the studios part, Minions Land has soft opened right there at the entrance of the park. However, the new attraction has not opened yet. It's rumored to open later this summer. So anxious to check that out. I'm not a huge Minion fan, but they definitely need something for that age bracket in the park, because there's not a lot for kids to do over in the studios park, if you're under 48 inches tall and that. So this kind of makes sense to put in there. And again, the attraction's rumored to open later this summer. All right, last video blog, we put out a contest. All you had to do was leave a comment in our video, subscribe, and put down either what your favorite coaster or what your favorite park is in the comments. So what we're going to do, we're going to give you guys another week to enter that. We've got an overwhelming amount of new members, so we really appreciate that. Thank you. And I'd like to keep this channel growing, so hit that subscribe button. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing to our channel. It really means a lot to us. Yeah, so we're going to do this blog like I mentioned last week. We're going to try to do it at least every week, or every week or at least every other week. We're going to try to do it. So I'm kind of new to all this video blog stuff, so bear with me on that. So that's about all what we have for you this week. I hope you enjoyed this little blog. And as I just mentioned, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to our channel to keep up with all the latest news and happenings in the amusement industry. We're going to be following the dragster construction all summer and fall long, so make sure you keep tabs with us on that. So that's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.